Hello and welcome to the Complete Podcast Network. I'm Anthony Wilson, recording from Los Angeles, California. Joining me are my two prestigious co-hosts, Jason Big Mitch Mitchell and David Galvez. How you fellas doing?
What up? What up?
Feeling good, feeling great.
All right, so on Monday night, the news finally broke after being teased by Shams earlier in the day. um, Giannis Antetokounmpo is finally being traded from the Milwaukee Bucks. He'll be heading to the Miami Heat along with Bobby Portis in exchange for Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Khalil Ware. I forget the other guy's name. I'm not sure the international player. I forget Casparis something. And then also there's a bunch of picks involved, including the number 13 pick tomorrow. Miami will be sending that to Milwaukee. And then also one pick swap. I think one other future pick from Miami. So, I mean, it finally happened. Giannis is no longer a Buck. I'll start with Mitch. Just Mitch, your reaction. How do you think this? Who do you think won the trade? How do you think this affects Miami? Are they contenders now in the East? And then the Bucks. What does it look like for them?
Well, I mean, you get a player like Giannis, you have to immediately say that Miami won the trade. Um, they gave up a lot though. They gave up quite a bit. Kind of got a bit roster a little bit, but they got to hold on to Bam, and they also got Bobby Portis in return as well. So, mm, looking at the roster post trade. Um, they'll be able to contend in the East. I mean, their front court is absolutely loaded defensively. Like they've got Wiggins, Giannis, and Bam now in their front court, which is kind of crazy to say, kind of crazy to think. Um, I'm just kind of glad that the saga's over. Ecstatic that he didn't, go to the Celtics. Giannis is one of my favorite players around the league, non-Laker wise. So it would have really hurt me to pray on his downfall every night if he would have went to the Celtics. So um, at least he's not in green. Um, you know, I don't know. I don't. I wish there's. I hope there's going to be like a documentary into like the downfall of the Giannis Milwaukee organization relationship because I mean, he just Giannis seemed like the type that he should have been a buck for life. He actually wanted to be in a small market. It brought them a championship. I mean, he had all his formative years in Milwaukee. So to trade away the greatest, well, probably the second greatest player you've ever had, behind Kareem. A lot had to happen. Um, and you could probably see it coming with Giannis speaking out at the end of last season, talking about I'm ready to play. They won't let me play, but I want to play. That was probably, you know, looking back, hindsight, yeah, that was probably the last nail in the coffin. And that signal is like a deal was for sure getting done in the off season. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm just glad the saga's over. Hopefully, this makes Giannis happy. Um, I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised the Nasus wasn't included, low key. But Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets cut and he winds up signing in Miami. Like, I could totally see that happening. But yeah, looks like Miami's got the big piece. They're instant contenders. Their championship odds have definitely soared. How do they match up with the defending champs remains to be seen. Um, so the East is looking like obviously the champs, the Knicks. I mean, Miami. They're obviously going to be big players. The Cavs. Let's see what they do in the offseason. Um, the dirty, disgusting, greasy, grimy Celtics will have their bum Jason Tatum back. So, uh, you know, Jalen Brown will have a little help, or who knows? What if Jalen Brown gets traded? Uh, it was reported that the Celtics offered Jalen Brown for Giannis. So, um, let's see if they just, kind of run it back with JB and JT, or if they just are like, we're kind of out on Jalen Brown for whatever reason. Um, but yeah, I mean, so far, Heat won the trade, um, and the East is gonna be interesting.
Okay. I'll just say my piece quickly before we get to Galvez. I think that Miami's roster now is lopsided. They don't have any
Right.
options to go with Giannis and Bam. I've never really been that high on Andrew Wiggins. I know, yeah, he won the title in Golden
hmm
State. Yeah,
He's kind of up and down. I
right.
mean,
I've really never really been that much of a fan. Can he play? Yeah, but if I were them,
yeah,
I would try to flip him and see. But that's the only asset they have left that they're willing to trade is him. And so I look at it, and then I look at what Milwaukee got. Milwaukee with uh, they didn't have much.
Tyler Hero,
Tyler
Khalil
Hero,
Ware,
Khalil Ware,
Jaime
Jaime. I mean, that's damn near. So they'll start with them as starters. They got Miles Turner, and then
for now.
I forget the little guard they had who Ryan Rollins, who's looking like a pretty good player. But it's just kind of like, well, if they couldn't get it done in Miami after Jimmy got traded, what are they going to do in Milwaukee? Basically the same
Yeah,
thing,
that's
So
what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
but yeah, I like what they got. But they got picks too. What maybe they'll draft a guard at 13 returns. So this is a really good draft. And
hmm
and then as far as Jalen goes, yeah, I think the Celtics dodged a bullet. I've said before that I don't think that Giannis is still someone who, to me, he's kind of like Kevin Garnett at the end of his Minnesota run, where he finally just
wow,
got tired of carrying a team. Now, of course, KG went to the Celtics and won a chip and had a lot of success there with Ray and Paul Pierce, but I don't see how Giannis going to Miami with just Bam and Andrew Wiggins. That's not to me. I mean, that's not the same.
well,
Boston had Rondo too.
yeah,
So I don't know. I think the one thing that Heat has going for them is the Heat culture. So you just got to figure. You have to give them the benefit of the doubt. If they, but I mean, you lose Tyler Hero. I mean, I guess yeah. They when they had Jimmy, Hero would be there sometimes. Sometimes he wouldn't. They would still be winning and making the finals and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Giannis at this point in his career. I just don't know if he's that guy anymore. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our first break, and then when we come back, we're gonna get Galvin's thoughts on this whole thing. All right, we're back. Galvin, you've been sitting there quietly, waiting patiently for your turn,
Hmm.
sir. What are
Just,
your hmm?
just now, just dissecting all the what you guys have been saying. So, um, I think the Celtics dodged a bullet by not trading Jalen Brown. Um, he goes to the Heat. They lost Hero and Huckers. Um, I think at this point in Giannis's career, he's going to be 32 in December. Um, he's already shown like when he's on the court healthy, he still kind of seems like the old Giannis. But that's the problem. He hasn't been able to stay on the court,
Right.
um, especially during the playoffs. Like usually, you should be able to play. Um, and, I don't think Giannis's game will translate very well when he's in his mid 30s. So I think the Heat have like maybe 2 good years of Giannis. Um, and I mean, I'm looking at the East, man. Are they better than Detroit? No. Are they better than Boston? No. They're definitely not better than New York. They probably are a wash if with Philly and Orlando. Um, and so, you know, I don't think this makes them a championship contender right away, unless the Heat always kind of has like a plan up their sleeve. So we'll see if Pat Riley can work some magic. But they did give up a bunch of draft picks, so they pretty much, you know, have they have no great guard play, right? So who's gonna really facilitate the offense for Bam and Giannis?
Well, this will yeah.
Um,
So this will give Davion Mitchell the chance to step up and see if he's even able to if he's able to.
yeah. I mean that could happen. But I mean you're kind of just hoping that would happen. Um,
Well, his
I mean,
so
yeah.
he averaged 6.5 assists last season. His per
Hmm.
36 his per 36 assists would be 8.2. So I mean, that's two extra assists. So I mean, that's fairly decent for a starting point guard.
Yeah. Um, yeah. But I mean, if you're gonna trade for Giannis,
Hmm.
you want to make sure especially if you're giving up that much capital with all
Yeah.
those draft picks. Um, and what was the other point I was gonna make? Um, I, you know, you also have to question. Okay, so obviously, even though um, he was still under contract for another year, they kind of still had to make sure Giannis was gonna have to go to a team that he wanted to go to, right? Because nobody's gonna trade all that just for 1 year and get no assurance that he's gonna resign.
Yeah.
But was Miami really? I mean, did he just want to live that Miami life and just be a part of that Miami culture? Because I mean, if I'm Giannis, I'm like, all right, I got my ring, right? So monkey's off my back.
Right.
Um, was Miami really the best team? I mean, maybe they had the best package, right? But if I'm
Yeah.
Giannis, I'm like, yeah, pause. But if I'm Giannis, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait, play out my year here, and then I could just go to whatever team I want. I would not have gone to Miami if winning was my number one priority.
So the teams that were on his list of preferred destinations that he would be
Hmm.
willing to sign an extension with were the Celtics, the Heat, obviously, and Minnesota.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
He should.
And
those
see, this is
were
I would have been pushing
this
for
is where
Minnesota. That would have been an easy one.
well, and this is
what'd you
where
say?
if he would have gone to Minnesota, yeah, that would have been oh my goodness.
Him and
Him
Anthony
and
That would
Edwards.
have been
Anthony
that
Edwards.
would have been
See,
crazy.
and so that's where actions will always speak louder than words. When athletes really say, "Is it really about the money, or is it? I mean, sorry, is it really about winning, or is it about the money?"
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson put his money where his mouth was. He said,
Facts.
"I'm going to take less to keep this team together and have the flexibility to sign these players, right?" So if
Yeah.
I'm Giannis, I'm like, why am I going to go to Miami and have them give up? all their draft picks and their, Tyler Hero was a good player, I would have said, you know what, I'm just gonna play out one more year and then I can go sign with a free agent as a free agent where they don't have to give up that many assets.
I think okay. Let's I mean I guess let's kind of play it out, right? I mean, though of his three, right? Minnesota has the best player easily that that he would have been able to play with, and
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, right? That they have the best
hmm
player. Uh, the Heat probably have the best culture, probably the best
hmm
front office. So maybe he's thinking like, well, they're gonna have to get the team, but Pat Riley will be able to make something happen. He was able to
Yeah.
do it with
Maybe he's
the
promised them
Heat.
something.
Right.
Maybe he's promised them something that
It's very possible.
it's on the low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe he could flip Bam for
Yeah.
for somebody.
Mm. They act like they act like they would never trade back. But
That,
Why?
Pat
Because
Riley
he
yeah.
has a
would never.
phantom. Because he has a phantom record.
Pat Riley would never not do anything. Pat Riley traded Shaq. He told
Yeah.
D Wade, kick rocks if you don't like how I'm talking to you. you know?
He told
He
LeBron
stole
in his
Yeah.
stole his
prime.
yeah,
He told
stole his
LeBron in his
cookies.
absolute prime. He
Yeah.
said, "Nope, you don't like
No
it.
cook yeah, no
Sorry."
cookies for you, brother. No cookies.
Yeah. That's it.
How
I,
about that?
I say what I say.
How's
So
that for?
that's the one thing I guess is the saving grace is that Pat Riley always, kind of has something up his sleeve.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man. I mean, I think I named what four for sure teams that I think are going to be better than Milwaukee just in the East. Um, you know, if I know we're going to talk about this in another segment, but if Anthony Davis can stay healthy, they got Trey Young,
Oh,
Washington, Trey Young, Washington, Anthony Davis, plus I'm sure they're going to, draft a stud. So it's like that's going to be a nice team moving forward.
on paper, sure.
Yeah. So, um, but yeah, the only reason why I don't think this is going to work long term for Miami is because I don't think Giannis is going to age well.
Mm.
He has no offensive bag. He's not going to be able to play that. Well, I
It's
mean, if he can, I mean, like I said, LeBron at 31, 32, he showed zero signs of slowing down or breaking down. Giannis already has.
yeah, a little bit. But again, he did say he was ready, last
Yeah,
season. So,
yeah. Well, like they
what
say,
if the
well, like they
what
say,
if
once you get out of a situation you don't want to be in, all of a sudden you're
all of a
healthy.
sudden,
I
yeah.
think Charles Barkley said that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Okay.
watch. I mean, who knows? What if he's all of a sudden like
We'll
Yeah.
probably get to
yeah, what
see
if
the
all of a sudden
version of him
Well,
next
well.
year.
Okay, so let me ask both of you guys
Okay, hold
this:
on a second.
Are they?
Before you do that,
Uh,
we're gonna break, and when we come back, you can ask your question. All right, we're back. Gallus, what were you saying?
okay, so just it's a quick yes or no. I'm just gonna read off the teams in the Eastern Conference that made the playoffs last year, and you guys
yeah.
just tell me if they're gonna be on paper better than this team.
Better than Miami?
Okay, so better than Miami with the Giannis trade.
Okay.
So are they gonna be better than Detroit on paper?
Probably
On
not.
paper,
As of
probably
right now,
no,
no.
no,
Okay,
As of right
Boston,
now, no.
no.
Boston.
No. Because no. I mean they showed they were able to obviously do whatever they were able to do even without JT. So I mean, yeah, they're still gonna be a formidable team. So
Wilson,
no.
No,
New York,
no.
No. I
obvious.
mean
Yeah,
that's yeah.
Cleveland.
What a championship.
On paper,
Uh,
no.
as of right now, probably not, but I don't know. it sounds like they're gonna try to gut their roster and just kind of like just tear it down or whatever. Uh,
Okay.
but I'd say that one's kind
It's
of
like a
like
wash.
borderline for me.
It's like a wash.
Yeah, it's kind of a wash just because I'm not the biggest James Harden believer. So yeah, that's kind
Okay.
of a wash for me, honestly.
Wilson?
No,
No? Okay, Toronto.
there's a difference
Mm,
between better on paper and what they win. Could they beat Toronto? Yes, but on paper,
Yeah.
I mean Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram and R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly and Jakob Pertl. That's a solid five. Miami don't have a solid five.
yeah,
Miami got a solid
yeah.
like 2.5.
Did
Okay.
they? But did Toronto play over their heads a little bit last year
I don't know. I know they did. I think they played better without Ingram in the playoffs. I do know that, but I don't know.
though? Right. That's kind of a. I'm gonna say that's kind of
Another
a wash
wash.
for me. Yeah, that's a wash for me.
Okay, so that's three no's and two washes. Okay, Atlanta.
That's what they're more kind of like because Atlanta they have Jalen Johnson who's a stud, Nikhil Alexander
Right.
Walker, and then they
Right.
got old CJ McCollum. They got Dyson now, so that's McCollum and Downs in the backcourt. That's not exactly Curry and Thompson, or West
Yeah.
and Goodrich. It's a nice little
Oh,
Right.
and they got the cum bucket.
What?
backcourt.
Who-
Kaminga.
Oh. Oh.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Remember that? I mean, that's what that lady told. Oh, and they got the goat, Gabe Vincent.
Hmm.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah,
One
I
of the
think
great players in Laker history.
That's a really decent, that's a really solid deep roster.
I think I still like them over Miami. I mean,
Me too.
Wow.
Jalen Johnson's just gonna keep getting better. I think. Or
That's true. No, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Um, I'm a I'm a Giannis fan though, so I'm gonna just take the wash on this. Like that can go either way.
Okay. And seventh seed from last year's playoffs, Philly.
And,
Philly has
on
Maxi,
paper, no.
yeah, Maxi, Edgecombe, Paul George,
Yeah,
and even Embiid
Mm,
playing 25 games a season.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like on
yeah.
paper, no. Like I feel like on paper, Philly is better than
Yeah, a lot.
like Philly should be like 1, 2 seed, low key
Mhm.
on paper
Yeah.
with the talent that they have.
So is that a yes? No? Wash?
No,
Um, they're not better on paper
Okay, so
than
that's
Philly.
okay, so that's five no's, two washes. Orlando.
no. Orlando has
Uh,
Suggs. They have Fred Wagner, Desmond
Bancaro?
Bain, Bankero.
Yeah, not ever since Banchero, messed up a bet for me, I'm just not a believer. So I'm just gonna say that Miami is better.
So, okay, but realistically, so we got six. So we still haven't said yes, definite to the top eight seeds. So then last would be because Miami was 10th. So the last one would be Charlotte, who played
Charlotte,
out of their minds the
they
second half of
Still
the
no.
season.
absolutely out of their minds. Absolutely out of their minds. I would say that Miami is better though on paper,
Well, for
Well,
especially
Lamelo could
well,
use
the
especially
Hornets,
especially the way the Hornets play.
the
I would
Hornets
say,
they had one, two, three, four, five guys average 18 points, sorry,
Brandon
15
Miller.
points or more.
Forgot about
yeah,
him.
but they live and die by the three, and it was just they died in the play-in.
Yeah, yeah. But we could say but even you still have to think if they're better. It's more closer to a wash than a yes or no.
Right.
So
I
that's what
mean,
I'm saying. We mentioned nine playoff teams, and there was not one definite yes that they are better than um than the Heat after this trade. Still,
All right, listen, uh, Mitch. This Julius Randle trade. Julius.
well, hold on, because I have one more thing about
That's right.
this whole the Giannis of it all.
Uh,
I just wanted to ask you guys really quick. So Giannis going to a new team. how do does this change your view of his legacy at all? Or do you just kind of still look at him the same because either way it goes, he brought a championship to Milwaukee. So yeah, does it change your view of Giannis? Him getting traded, moving on to a big city, big market,
It
or you
doesn't.
still kind of view?
No, it's still to me. He already he's stamped. You know, when he
Mm,
went and did what he did in 2021, they were down 0-2. He stormed them back, had 50 in Game Six, won a chip, first chip in Milwaukee in 50 years, exactly 50 years. So he did. He's won two
right.
MVPs. He's won a Finals MVP, champion. He has
Yeah.
really nothing else to prove. He can only pad his legacy. And I feel like
Mhm.
he's in a different part of his career now, but we'll see what he does. But for sure, he's a top,
And
30 player all
he,
time.
he was never going to win another ring in Milwaukee.
Hmm.
Right.
So, well, Bleacher Report just posted this a minute ago that the Celtics offered Jalen Brown and two firsts.
Oof.
Now, I mean, I wonder how that's going to sit with Jalen Brown.
And they might have to
I'm
move him.
sure,
That's what Wendy said that even he didn't get traded for Giannis, they probably still would try to move him because they look at it and go, well, we're not good enough to beat the Knicks, so we have to do something. That's not the thing I would do. If I don't see what if it were me, I'd be like, okay, we need to build the roster back up around Tatum and Brown, like they did when they had Drew and Porzingis. That allowed them to be one of the best, single season teams in history 2 years
Yeah.
ago. Instead, now they want to
Right.
trade Jalen Brown, who just had an MVP type season. That doesn't make any
Hmm.
sense to me. But I guess it's more than basketball, if you catch my drift.
yeah.
Clearly.
And now Jalen Brown's definitely going to have to ask for that trade.
You think so?
I mean, usually it doesn't go well for the team that offers the star player, and then
Mm.
you know, because how do you, like, once this gets back to Jalen Brown, like, what are you supposed to tell him? Like,
I mean, he's heard the rumors.
Jalen Brown's
I saw he
crazy.
and what's
yeah.
crazy is the crazy thing to me is at this point in their careers, I think Jalen Brown is the much better player
Yeah, you
Then
gotta.
right
who?
I'd rather
than
have
Giannis.
Jalen Brown, even if
That's what I'm saying. Jalen Brown is a better player than Giannis at this point in their
I don't think he's a
careers.
better player, but I mean, I would rather have him as a building block. I think than Giannis. I
He's
think.
got more
That
ahead of him,
yeah
and he's been more available, which,
yeah.
I mean, logically, that makes sense.
Yeah. And Jalen
Uh,
Brown was for like 90% of the season was a top two or three MVP candidate.
Hmm.
yeah,
All right.
for sure he was.
So we got to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the Julius Randle to Milwaukee. I'm sorry, Julius Randle to Brooklyn. Ayo Demon's new contract, and how that ties into Austin Reeves. We're right back. All right, we're back. So earlier Monday, we got the news that the Timberwolves were trading Julius Randle to the Brooklyn Nets for I forget what I don't know. Can every one of you guys pull it up? I don't know. I know it's Randall, and then Nick Claxton is heading to the Bulls. I know there's a number 33 pick involved. I'm not sure where. I forget.
Well, I have the full trade
Okay.
if you want me to
Yes,
just
please.
read it off.
Hmm.
Okay, so the Bucks are getting Tyler Hero,
No, why you
Mikel.
talking about the Bucks, guy? I was talking about Julius Randle.
Oh shoot, you're right. My bad. Hold on.
We've been talking about the Bucks for 30
Sorry.
minutes. What the hell wrong
Hmm,
with this guy?
I had a brain fart. Hold on. I was reading the wrong.
I put it in I put it in the chat, so it should be there. Take you right to Twitter. You can't. Hold on.
Alright, so let's see.
I think I got it.
All right, so it says, yeah, Julius Randle will send Nick Claxton to the Bulls,
Yep.
and and then the Randle and the Wolves are going. Sorry, Randle and the 28th picks are going to Brooklyn,
Right.
and then the number 33 pick is going to Minnesota. on top of the Knicks Claxton, and then the Bulls are also trading Moy Guyev with uh yeah.
Okay. So that's that. And now let's see what I really. Okay. So one thing I wanted to say, I'm gonna get you guys thoughts in a second, is I feel like that trade. We'll see what else Minnesota does, but I think it almost like Anna's getting screwed over because they have to downgrade from Cat to Randall. Now, who are they going to get that's a better player than Julius Randle? I heard that they're going to let Nas Reed finally be the starting power forward, so that means they'll probably target a guard. The trade opened up for them. I think it's a $33 million trade exception, as well as they're like $50 million now below the second apron, so they got a lot of cap space to go out and get somebody. But if they're not able to get a player's the quality of Julius Randle, then it's just one less team in the West the Lakers have to worry about because they've given us obviously beat us in five 2 years ago. But Mitch, what are your thoughts on the Julius Randle trade?
Mm. Yeah. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I mean, this is kind of a move by the T Wolves to kind of do an addition by subtracting. Um, Ayo, can't say his last name, don't want to mess it up. He performed really well in the playoffs. So they want to give him, they clearly want to give him an expanded role. Right after this, they gave him, a new contract. Um, and so yeah, I mean, they dumped off Julius's, they were able to dump off Julius's salary. They're able to pay AO. Who knows? Maybe they're not done making moves. Um, but yeah, this is classic addition by subtraction. You subtract, a good player in Julius Randle, and you give a chance to AO to, raise his NBA profile pretty much.
That's right though, because they already have Jaden McDaniels. So you're talking Rudy and
Yeah.
McDaniels and Reed at the front court, and you're talking
hmm
AO and Ant in the back court. The other guy is
hmm
going to be who? I mean, what? He's just going to take minutes away from whoever, from one of those other guys other than Ant. So we'll just have
Yeah.
to see what they do. Gowers, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's just nothing crazy that's going to shake up the NBA, you know. It's just I think Randall's contract, I think Minnesota was trying to, you know,
Mhm.
get rid of it, you know. Like they say in the NBA, sometimes you don't trade players, you trade contracts. So this is just one of those, you know. I think Randall, he's still a fairly decent starting level player in this league, but you know, he, definitely nothing to, you know, um, uh, very, ruffle some feathers. So,
Okay, now this one I really want to ask though is that so AO's contract is 5 years, 112 million. That's like 22 million a year and some change. But we're
mhm,
looking at Austin Reeves. He's up for his extension. We're talking 5 years, as much as 239 million. Probably won't get all of that. But we're looking at between 150, 200, probably closer to 175, 200. Maybe he might not take less than 200 from us. You know, um, how do you guys like? If this is what I'm saying is if Ao Demansu is only worth 22 million, how is Austin Reeves worth 40
Because he was better. What do you mean?
hmm.
I mean, but is he twice as good?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let me pull
From
up those
from
numbers.
from from what he's proven so far, especially in the regular
Yeah,
season. Um, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
listen,
Well, okay,
if
so
he if Austin didn't get hurt, he would have been an all-star this year.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about?
So
If
A
he,
so AU averaged 15 points, well 14.8, 3.5 boards, 3.5 assists, right? So pretty
Hmm.
much 13, sorry, 15, 3.5, and 3.5.
But like
Yep.
19 after you got to Minnesota, I think.
But that, yeah, but pretty much. And then Austin Reeves averaged 23, 5, and 5.5. So yeah, he's pretty much a much better player. The problem is that God, it's like okay, what like listen, it sounds like you're kind of leaning towards not paying the guy 40 mil, right?
It's not that. It's just that, to me. I think Alonso said he'd offer he'd offer Austin five for 150 and take it or leave it. That's all.
Lonzo?
That's what Alonso said. Okay.
We're gonna listen to Lonzo. He's not even in the league right now.
Well, he
No,
that's his
he's a
his
he's
career now.
Mm.
he, he's a
The
he's a
podcast
And you know,
player.
and
podcaster. He's a podcaster
yeah,
in the prime of his career.
and you know I love Lonzo, but what are we
Yeah.
talking about? Like, what
Well,
you mean?
the
And
thing
I
is,
and I and I and I saw what he said. And listen,
Mhm.
come on, man, stop this. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
but
But
what do you
yeah.
but
like, Austin? Austin, listen,
but he's right.
Austin has no. Listen, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Right. So Gavi said Austin averaged 23 this year, right? This past year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The year before, he probably averaged what, 19, 20?
Okay, let me. Okay, hold on. Okay, so how far back do you want to go? 3 years or just two?
Uh, I kind of want to see his
That was
just
a
Okay.
progression.
superstition all of a sudden. He's
All
hated
right.
when I
So
say
here, let me
that.
read you. Okay, so he came into the league in 2021. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
read you the points from
yeah,
2021 to last. 7.3,
uh-huh,
13,
uh-huh,
15.9, so 16,
yep,
20.2, and
yep.
23.3.
All that to say is he's
Yeah.
gotten better every
Uh-huh.
single
Rebounds.
year.
Rebounds.
Oh, come on now. They have
3.2.
everything
No,
rebound.
hold on. This is wait. This is where it gets great. Okay, so sorry, not rebounds. Assists.
Assists.
He went from 1.8 assists to 5.5.
Yeah,
So it just goes. Not only did he increase his scoring total, he became a playmaker. You don't get
yeah,
5.5 assists throughout the season just not being a playmaker.
yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Like, yeah, I mean, my whole point has always been that, he's gotten better every single year. There's nothing, and he's still able to, like, he's not even like at his peak yet. And listen, it doesn't it's not getting past me at all the guys that are, tearing down a lot of the guys that are tearing down Austin. They're
Mhm.
they're bronzexuals. So Lonzo's a bronzexual. Let's be honest. He's a bronzexual. Gilbert Arenas has shown to be a little bit of a bronzexual as well. Rich Paul,
Mhm.
the original bronzexual, he owes LeBron his whole lifestyle. If it wasn't for LeBron, he wouldn't be getting married to Adele. Like,
Mhm.
literally owes his whole lifestyle to LeBron. Of course, he's the biggest bronzexual. Like, these are all the people that are like trying to downplay Austin. To what end? I'm not really sure, but yeah, I mean, the guy's gotten better. Like, you look at his numbers. Like, the guy's gotten better every single year. Now he got beat up a lot in the playoffs against the Wolves, right? He got, a lot of physical defense that they were playing against him. If you look at him during the season, the Pistons games, uh, against the Wolves as well, even against the Rockets, when he was able to come back, he was throughout the year he was able to handle physical defense a lot more, and way better. So yeah, I mean, this guy's getting better every single year. And then again, on top of that, LeBron's at the end of his career. Like, I feel like everybody's thinking like, okay, well, we still have LeBron. Eh, barely. Like LeBron, for all we know, LeBron could retire and not even play next year. And then what do we have? You know what I mean? So yeah, we have to pay Austin. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Not only that, but when Luca and LeBron were injured, uh, Austin definitely showed he was more than capable of carrying that team, both as
exactly.
a scorer and as a playmaker. Now, Wilson, real quick, without overanalyzing, you would say Austin Reeves is a top what player in this league?
He's probably top 25, top 30.
Okay, so if you're not going to re-sign Austin Reeves, what are you going to do with that cap space? Who's out there
But
that you could say, you know, all right, I'm gonna go sign a
Such and
top
such.
20, a top 20 league. And remember, that's Luca's BFF, bro.
that's the other
They
thing
Hmm.
is
they
that if Luca
they
wants to come
got
back,
they're
he
gonna have
will.
to pay him.
Right. But I'm just saying that for me, right? Because I said that, see, the thing you have to remember about Austin is Austin already took one hometown discount. He gave us one
That's
Hmm.
hometown
true.
discount, right? The first
That's
year.
Yeah.
very true.
We had this
Hmm.
dude for 4 years, 52 million, which he
Yeah.
greatly
Facts.
underplayed. I mean, he probably could have
Facts.
gotten 20 million a year that first time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like we almost owe him.
And
Like,
this might not be, and this might be his last real, because who knows where he's gonna be at in 4 years from now.
Because he's 27 right now, right?
mhm,
Hmm.
Or 28.
27. So,
27. Okay.
but
So yeah, like
He
he
just
even
he just turned 20. No, he
7.
just turned 28.
oh, he's
Oh
28.
yeah, see? Yeah, he just
Yeah.
but he just turned 28 though. He just turned
Like
28.
literally a month ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But let's see. I mean,
But this is his last. This is probably his only one time to get max money, or even close to it.
this is what I'm saying though. But, okay, what I'm saying is that I said that he okay, they're not gonna give him 240. I don't think the 200 is really the real number, right? But see, 150, he probably wouldn't take 150, but I think that's more like kind of like what he's worth,
Okay.
right? It's
What
like
what
I
is the
will
what is the max? What's the max the Lakers can give him
239. So
over how many years?
5 years. So that's almost
5 years,
$6 million.
right? Okay.
So that averages out to 47.8 mil a year. You're
Right.
saying 5 years over 150
That's
is
what
what
I
you would
think
give
he's
him?
more like worth is that.
30 mil a year?
Yes.
Can I ask
I
you?
don't.
Can I ask y'all? Do we think he's better than Zach Levine?
That I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah.
How much? What if
Huh?
no? I mean, it's the same thing to me. Like if other than health wise, yeah, I think you can rely on Austin more. Even though he had the problems this year, and overall, Austin you really don't have to worry about him not playing. But Zach Levine, that's what I'm saying. Another guy I was thinking about is I was talking about think about Desmond Bain, right? Or just like Tyler Hero just got traded. What is
Hmm.
I think I would rather pay Tyler Hero $40 million. And I know he's always hurt.
My
I'm saying
gosh.
when he's
No shot.
I think Tyler
Okay.
Hero is it's just something about Austin,
Okay.
bro.
But Wilson, what's the max per year you would be willing to pay Austin Reeves?
I try to get him right in that sweet spot about 35
Okay.
million a year.
So listen to these contracts real quick
Thank
over
you.
4 years.
Please.
Okay, so um I'll start with the obvious. Okay. So Zach Levine's at 47.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the one I like. I
Okay.
was like, wow, that's crazy.
Um
So I would obviously take Austin over Zach. So
yeah. Okay, so Scotty Barnes is at 38.
I'd rather have
Zion 40.
oh my
Michael Porter
gosh,
Jr. 38.
what are we talking about?
Brandon Ingram 38. De'Aaron Fox, who's kicking in this year, 37. Wilson, this
De'Aaron
is the
Fox
new
was so
NBA. This is
ass.
the new NBA, bro.
I think
Yeah,
it's
we got to
just
stop
Desmond
thinking
Bain,
about these.
right.
Desmond
Yeah,
Bain, 36. Jalen Suggs, 35. Bro,
Or
Chris Middleton,
the Jalen Suggs is crazy.
33.
in a couple years, this is gonna look like a discount. I promise you.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Jordan Poole, 31. You want him to make less
Jordan
than
Poole,
Jordan Poole?
yeah,
Wilson,
I
get the
no
think
hell.
way.
it's just because there's I think because of where he was drafted. That's weird because
But he's already
another
shown this is not his. This is not
I'm not
his. It's not
questioning.
like he had. It's not like
He
he had
wasn't even
one fluke
drafted.
season. It's not like he had one fluke
Yeah.
I'm not
season.
questioning. He's a fantastic player. I'm saying that it's just something. I know it's everybody.
It's just.
That's why
But the
it
problem
counts.
is, this is the going rate for these. It's like a quarterback in the NFL. Do you think
Right.
most of these guys are worth 40 million? Hell no. It's just they're just lucky that their contract is up at the right time.
At the right time,
There's
exactly.
I
these
understand
quarterbacks.
that, but if you're the Lakers, are you going to win?
Mhm.
It's what everybody keeps saying. Are you going to win the championship with Austin Reeves, your second best player?
Okay,
They
so
said
what are you
yes.
gonna do if you don't resign him?
The Knicks just won a championship with Cat as their second best player,
Yeah.
or OGN and OB, whoever you want to
But
say.
Cat's a way better player. I'm saying it's the
Cat's a way better player than Austin.
yes.
There was
It
there was a hold on,
I
hold on. Because
Oh,
Cat there was a game that Cat had 2 points.
I understand that.
Like, what are we talking about?
I just feel like it's probably because it's his, like Tyler Hero is more talented than Austin Reeves. He might not be a
Whoa,
better player.
yeah.
whoa.
You
Man,
wanna the craziest thing about all this that I'm looking right now is Aaron Gordon is the 80th highest paid NBA player at
Underpaid.
23 mil.
Now that's
That's like
underpaid.
we're the NBA, but it's crazy. Like where the NBA has gone in the past 25. Like remember when Shaq was the highest paid at like 20 mil?
mhm.
Now the
Yeah,
80th highest paid is
yeah. But that's what I'm saying,
crazy.
man. The numbers just keep going
Yeah,
up. The numbers keep going up. The numbers keep going up. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
In a couple of years, this is gonna look like a discount. And
yeah.
I'm not gonna let you get away with that. I take Austin over
Well,
Tyler Hero every day
listen,
of the week,
four
twice on
four ye-
Sundays.
4 years ago when Austin Reeves signed that 4 year 52,
You're
at
like,
that
okay,
point, you were probably also saying like, damn, 15 mil. That seems because remember 4 years ago
No, I was like, damn, they
we
got this dude. They got over on him. That was like, damn,
no, not 4 years ago.
did you really? Well,
yeah, for just
for
13 million
No,
well,
dollars a year.
because okay, 4 years ago. So that means he signed in 2022. He
right.
that was really
Was he
kind of his
averaging?
breakout season. He was averaging
Right.
13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists.
Yeah. So I mean, he probably could have got a little bit more, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think somebody would have gave him four for 80 million. But we got to take a break. I'm sorry, Austin. I apologize. I like you, but I just don't want to pay you like you're a superstar. That's it. And I'm not even paying
Oh my
like a
goodness.
superstar. I'm just
I
paying
just
you
got
like
to hang out with Shane Murray too
a.
Yeah. Legit.
long.
All right, but we got to take a break, and then when we come back, we're gonna
I'm
talk
just saying,
about
man.
uh, what we said we're gonna talk about, Mitch. It was the House of the Dragon season 3 premiere. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Um, Mitch, House of the Dragon season 3. Uh, it debuted Sunday night on HBO. Do you have any like thoughts or reactions to what took place in the first episode of the new season?
So I haven't read the book, so I'm not like up on, everything, how it went down and everything like that. So I mean, just to kind of jump right into it, right to the end. I mean, yeah, I was shocked when they killed off Jasarius. I completely just kind of, it's just one of those classic Game of Thrones deaths that kind of just catches you off guard. Um, even when the first arrow hits, you're like, oh shit. I'm still not thinking like, oh, he's gonna die. I'm like, oh, okay, hit him in the shoulder. He's good. Slow turn, second arrow, right in the chest. But I'm still like, shake that off. You're good. That third arrow hits him right in the neck, and I'm just like, kind of just classic Game of Thrones stunned that they killed off, you know, a semi big character, I guess, the heir to the throne, as he was. Um, so yeah, shocked. It was, but beautifully done though, for sure. Um, kind of work. Let me work backwards, I guess. It was all good that Reina, claimed sheep stealer and everything like that. But why in the absolute seven hells did you fly that that wild dragon into battle without having trained a little bit. Like it makes no sense. It gives hero ball. You know what I mean? Like uh, just makes no sense. She literally kind of just she pretty much got her cousin slash um, her sister's fiance like killed. That's pretty much what she did. She tried to take things into her own hands and it didn't work out, and she got somebody killed. On top of that, she got the heir to the throne killed. On top of that, her cousin. On top of that, her sister's fiance. Um, so like, man, just so many layers to that. Wait, and on top of that, she's supposed to be looking after the queen's kids. So imagine Reyna flying back to Dragonstone, talking about, oh, hey, Queen, look, I got us another dragon. Yeah, but I also kind of got your son and heir killed. Oh, and I abandoned your other kids. I abandoned your three other your three small children. Oh yeah, I abandoned them to go get your oldest son killed. Like I'm so scared what's gonna happen to Reyna when she has to face Rhaenyra. Yeah, that's gonna be a crazy type of thing. Um, the fight on the water, that was crazy. That was amazing. The fight in the gullet. Um, yeah. What else happened? Um, so I'm really working backwards now. I'm going all the way back to Aemon kissing his mom. Like, so first of all, apparently that didn't happen in the book, so that was off script a little bit. Um, for the TV show. Um, and somehow it just, even though it's not canon, it somehow made sense. Like these Targaryens are weird, so it just makes sense that he would want to kiss his own mother. Um, keep the bloodline strong, I guess. Um, so it
She's
kind of
hot
looks
though.
like Allison's point.
That's the brunette,
Huh?
right? That's the redhead.
Allison? Yeah, the redhead, yeah.
Yeah.
His mom, yeah.
She's like the same age as
Queen.
them. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, why is she like 5 years older than them and she's the mom?
Right. Well, time jumps. What can you do? But I mean, you got to think, I guess, you got to factor in like this is like old timey. So when she married, when she married Viserys, she was probably, damn, I just looked it up too. I think she was like 16, 17. So yeah, she's not, obviously she's not going to be that much older. Obviously not 5 years, but
They look the same age
you
though.
know, you think so?
Yeah. I mean,
No, I don't know. I don't think they do.
last season they did. I thought.
Really? Hmm.
I was like, what the hell? Why would they cast her to be a mom? Whose idea was that?
Well, she's a fantastic actress. Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot.
Um, yeah. And then Rhaenyra then locked in her chambers by her own Queen's Guard. So I watched the like the post show, how they break down the episode, and it was basically like she was like kind of killing off like the way she was. Um, and it feels like moving forward she's gonna be kind of moving different. Pretty much, pretty much the way that she slapped that dude the one time. Man, so I actually I binged season 1 and 2. I don't know if she did it this episode. I don't think so. I think it was actually in season one. Now I'm thinking about it, but she slapped one of the dudes in her council, and she's like, it's my fault. I for not making sure that you're like properly afraid of me. But pretty much stop talking to me like we're equals. We're not. I'm the queen. You're my counsel. Bitch, act like it. So it's we're gonna. It feels like she's gonna start moving more like that, like putting these bitches in their place type shit. So I'm here for it. I love a strong, independent woman. Fuck these men. I'm a card carrying feminist. So
Okay. Well,
slap these men, put them in their place, girl. Do your thing. She's the queen.
all right,
These fools need to fall in line.
well, you know what? I'm not a feminist. And so you know who else is not a feminist? Shane Murray. But
Oh boy.
what I was gonna say is, do you have anything you like to say to an old friend of ours?
Yeah. So Shane Murray was gonna come on, but I think he was too busy uh, writing poetry.
Hmm.
Um, and Herbert was gonna come on, and he was gonna say how he was actually gonna give us a breakdown on Toy Story 5. Um, but unfortunately, um, incestual kissing and the blockbuster trade, just really kind of derailed us. So sorry, Herbert, we ran out of time.
Yes, sorry, Herbert. All right, so before we get out of here, just another reminder to hit that subscribe button next to Lakers Almanac. I don't know if you guys noticed that I changed the name
I did notice that actually. I sure did,
but
brother. I was like,
Hmm.
what the? I was like, am I in the right channel? I
Hmm.
was like, what the heck? So
like,
I had to, yeah, I had to move my cursor up because I watched YouTube on TV. Yeah, I was like, wait, what the hell? No, oh shit. This is the complete podcast network.
yeah,
Hmm.
I guess we're the Lakers almanac now. All
Lakers
right.
Almanac. Yeah. All right. So
Jesus
yeah,
Christmas.
Yeah,
All right.
Wilson found us a new home with a new network, new
yeah,
Right.
broadcasting rights.
yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Well, yeah.
Another rebrand. Another rebrand.
Right. Hit that subscribe button next to Lakers Almanac. And also, you can follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at TC Pod Network. You can also send feedback and mailbag questions to Complete Lakers Podcast at gmail.com. We are out.
Send some questions in, pussies.